Today we are going to talk about the UNO. What is it? Actually, UNO means the United Nations Organization. It is the modern form and advanced form of the League of Nations. It made in 19 or established in 1945 after the World War II. Let's start from the beginning point or very first point. UNO is a global political and diplomatic organization aims to maintain world peace and stability. It is established in 1945 after the World War II, and it is the revised, modern, and advanced form of the League of Nations, like LONs. Aim was to prevent. What was the aim? Aim was to prevent arms race, provide a system to the world, and bring all states on single platform so that to prevent war among states again. Okay, as they have started or they fought in World War One. Now, the next point is that initially 51 members and now they are 193 members. Initially, just only 51 members they accepted or they became the part of it. After that, the number of the states with the passage of time increased and they reached 192 or 193. Now they are. Its headquarters is in New York City. A major initiatives by the UNO are what? The major initiatives by the UNO are: first one, preventing conflict, providing food and medical assistance in emergencies, and offering humanitarian assistance. Number second, it has completed hundreds of peacekeeping missions, and there are many achievements of the organization as we all or as well as failures. I mean, there we can observe the hundred of the achievements of the UNO, but we can observe or we can experience or we can find out as well as the failures of the UNO. Okay, after that, the achievements and failures will be discussed later on. Now we will not discuss the achievements and failures of the UNO, but let's start talk about the UNO, why it was the needed. Okay, the need of UNO. What was it, or why is it? From 1939 to 35 or 45, there was no any action by LONs, mean League of Nations, and the failure and from 1939 to 45 there was no any action or proper function by League of Nations, and the failure of the League of Nations compelled world leaders after the World War II that there should be an organization as like League of Nations. Okay, but it should be a revised, advanced, and good form of League of Nations, but stronger from League of Nations. Now, the second next point is League of Nations had a number of the failures and weaknesses. It remained a club of the England and France because there was no other powerful state in it, like Germany, USA, Italy, Japan, and Russia. They all, at the beginning or at the middle, accepted and then they left in between while having their own interests, other parts of the world. So there was need of an organization to keep peace and cooperation of the world states on an international issue. Getting mean there is at that time there was a need of an organization to keep the peace and cooperation and stability of the world and international issues. In the international issues there should be a consensus between all countries. Getting After that, the effects for establishing a UNO. What are the efforts? Sorry, efforts for the establishing UNO. Now we will discuss the efforts for establishing UNO. Okay, the efforts were going on during World War II. As USA President D. Roosevelt had a meeting August 1941. Representatives from 26 allied nations met at Washington, D.C. on January 1942 and signed the declaration of the UNO. They have signed the declaration of the UNO. And then what happens? Then the Charter of the UNO. What is the Charter of the UNO? The main principles and structures of the UNO Charter were determined by the leaders at the United Nations Conference on the International Organization and UNISO, United Nations, in San Francisco on April 25th, 1945. Now, UNO main goals. What are the main goals of the UNO, United Nations? Very first point is that world peace and security. Number second, develop friendly relations. And the third, achieve international cooperation in solving international problems. Number fourth, be a center for all nations for in attentions of the common ends. Sorry, be a center for all nations for attainments of the common ends. Getting?